2023 is fastly approaching and there's a lot of things that are going to demand your attention and your time. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 things that you can implement in order to make your 2023 just a little bit better. My name is Jose Briones, and here we talk about digital minimalism and dumb phones. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to subscribe. The first thing is planning ahead of time, prioritizing yourself. A lot of us don't prioritize ourselves. We prioritize work because we spend a lot of time and we get a lot of value, money, in order to live our lives. But you need to prioritize yourself first. I have a planning system, I have a quarterly system and a weekly system. So a month before, or maybe 15 days before the quarter starts, so January to March, I make sure to plan everything that's going to happen as much as I know in advance. And I have a 3-tier system. The first tier is my vacations, the second tier is my leisure time, and my last tier is my work. After that, there may be other miscellaneous things like meetings, groceries, whatever it is, but I make sure to put those 3 top things in my calendar. First, I use a paper calendar. I don't use a digital calendar until I have made sure to put my paper calendar in order. So, for example, right here, I'm going to show you my March for 2023. I have different things. This is my monthly view for March. And there are some things in blue. There are some things in red. The red ones are the first ones that go in. Those are my vacations, my time away. I'm going to go to California for my brother's-in-law wedding during that time. And after that, what I'm going to do is essentially I'm going to put my leisure time. So essentially, if I want to go to a concert, if I want to go to a basketball game, if I want to go enjoy a coffee shop, coffee, or meet up with a friend, those things go first. And last, I'm going to put my work. I'm not saying that work is not important, but if you don't prioritize yourself and your vacations, work is definitely not going to do that. So if you plan your vacations way ahead of time and you request them ahead of time, you have a higher likelihood of getting them approved. And especially if you have a lot of autonomy in your job, then it's just better to know, hey, these are the dates I'm going to make sure to not be available. These are the dates I'm going to be available. After I have done my quarterly planning, I just transfer it to my weekly planner. And essentially, I put everything here. This is the Brilliant Weekly Scheduler, which I love and I have started using since this week. I've been using other different methods, but this one is the best that I have been able to find. It's nicely designed and very sturdy. So these can be found on Amazon. I'll make sure to put links in the description below. But by planning and putting yourself first, you will have a better quality of life, and also you will master your work. Instead of working around and putting your vacations around the assignments that you need to do for work, you're going to put work around the vacations and the things that actually give you life. So that's my first recommendation. Plan ahead. Quarterly system, weekly system, monthly system, whatever it is, the more ahead you are, the better it will be for your quality of life. The second thing you can do is related to your phones. This is a channel about digital minimalism after all. But this applies for both dumb phones, if you have one, or smartphones, and that is get a physical alarm clock. A lot of us use alarms because we want to wake up and we don't want to miss the many things or work that we have to go to, but we bring our phones into the bedroom. So my wife and I have started to implement a new rule: no phones in the bedroom after a certain time, not even my dumb phone, because the goal is to not be distracted by text messages, not be distracted by apps, not be distracted by anything. My wife uses a smartphone, but she is very religious, and she's actually better than I am by not bringing her phone into the bedroom. I sometimes bring my light phone and I may be distracted replying to somebody, and then she reminds me that I shouldn't do that, but I should keep it outside of the room. If you buy an alarm clock, you are solving a little bit of that issue, and I personally think it's a great opportunity to make sure that you control your quality of sleep and that you don't doom scroll while you are in bed. This takes practice and it takes time, but honestly, it's not that big of a sacrifice. Make your bed about sleeping and about actually resting rather than watching movies or watching TV or any of those things. Take out all electronics or the most amount of electronics that you can in order to regain your quality of sleep and energy for 2023. The third item to implement is to have a third space. Now, after you set up your calendar and after you prioritize yourself, after you also make sure that you gain a lot of quality of sleep for 2023, you need another place for your mind to relax. And a lot of us have the first space, which is our home, and the second space, which is our work. And they're very predictable. You have the same stressors, same people around, same things that you're doing over and over and over again. And you need a place that is not controlled by you. something that is just serendipitous, something that it just happens and you don't know what's going to happen next. And a lot of these spaces can be public spaces, something like a coffee shop or a library or even the mountains. You just don't know, you don't know how to predict. It provides a relief and a space for imagination for your brain. You can even bring a book or work a little bit from this space, but it's not going to be a ton. And again, it's going to be a place where you can just imagine things and provide some mental relaxation without the stressors of home and work. So I invite you that you go to a third space. My third space is coffee shops. I like to go to them. I just hang out in there for a couple hours, maybe 2 hours, read a book, or even reply to conversations from work. But it's so much different. You don't know who's going to walk in. You don't know what kind of interaction you're going to have. That allows your brain to imagine things, to create new connections. And that is just something positive that is going to help you in 2023. These are my 3 suggestions for your 2023. Plan ahead and plan often. Then number 2 is to get a physical alarm clock and to leave devices outside of your bedroom, even dumb phones. And I'm still working on that one. And number 3 is to find that third space for mental imagination, for serendipitous encounters, and just for a better 2023. I hope this video helped you and I hope that you find value. If you have any questions about this video, about my methods, or about the dumb phones that I review, make sure to put it in the comments below. I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I'll see you in 2023.